All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Heidi. I'm going to talk about creating with intention today. So building with the end in mind and doing something that betters the world. It's not just another app that wastes our time. How many people in the audience are entrepreneurs? All right. So that's a tricky word because it's kind of intimidating. You're probably all entrepreneurs at heart, but for some reason we feel like we need to earn it, or we need to have VC money or hire employees in order to be entrepreneurs. What I want to talk about today is creating, not entrepreneurship, but creating value. You could be a writer, you could be a VC, you could be a software engineer, but we're all creators at heart. Entrepreneurship is the one part of creating that gets kind of hyped up and over-glamorized, but it's not necessarily the best. So think back to when you were little. We were all creators, whether you had a lemonade stand or you were a painter, you were the Justin Bieber and branded yourself to millions. We all started out early, and we didn't do it for the money. We did it because it was something we were passionate about. It filled our time, and we thought we were making something beautiful for the world. In a lot of ways, it's shifted. The people who are going into entrepreneurship want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. They want to get fame and fortune, bring a lot of money into their bank account. And I truly believe that we need to start creating to create value in the world rather than strictly thinking about how it'll make us money. So my first experience as a creator was first grade. I sold these boards with nails in them to my friends on the playground so they could make pom-poms. Sold them for $1 until the principal cracked down and didn't allow commerce on the playground. So I moved on to creating bird feeders out of apples, peanut butter, and birdseed. Sold them to my mom's friends at cocktail parties, which was a lot more lucrative, better audience. But I always loved bringing things to life. So in college, I started a student organization strictly because it was something I needed. It was a peer support network where you can spill anonymously, get advice from other people who understand. And as luck would have it, if you find and fill a need, everyone encourages you to start a company out of it. So we ended up getting most investment-ready company in the Burrell Business Plan competition before we were even a company. And everyone encouraged me to pursue it after college. So I ended up turning down a consulting job that would have paid a lot more and following my dreams. It ended up being the right choice for me. But I struggled a lot with, do I pursue this as a side project? Is this just a nice to have? Is this something I bring to the world because I believe in it, but it's not the way I make money? I ended up deciding to do it full time. We expanded to 150 schools, and it's been a good payout. But I learned a lot in the process, so I want to bring you the 5 lessons I've learned. The first is that when you shift your idea or your product to a company, you no longer have control over what it is. You have to pivot to bring return to your investors. Your creation is no longer just a creation or something you want to exist in the world. Cash is king, and you have a responsibility to your investors. So when you're thinking about whether you want to do it as a project, whether you want to do it as a company, definitely remember that. The second is good ideas are not always good companies. We've definitely had our fair share of struggles. I can't count the number of investors who have said, I love what you're doing, I think it should exist in the world, but I don't think you're going to make it, or I don't think it'll make me money. And you just got to smile and take it. And the thing is, even though they may not be good companies, it doesn't mean they shouldn't exist in the world. So it might be too soon, but look at our United States Postal Service. That's a private entity that isn't doing so well. But think about if it didn't exist, and it might happen in the next few years. Third lesson is good companies are not always good for the world. So think about Philip Morris, think about any oil company. Just because they're making a profit doesn't mean they're benefiting society. And 5 seconds. So our biggest competitor right now is one that isn't good for the world. It's very superficial. It's a place where people anonymously spill about stuff that they don't want to say publicly with their name attached. So things like, I would love to punch almost every sorority girl on the campus in the face. This app got 1 million users in 3 months. The fourth lesson, failed companies and unfundable projects can still contribute to the world. Think about putting all of your efforts, your software, your IP, you can donate it to a nonprofit. You can put it on GitHub for other people to use open source. The fifth lesson is that success is defined by your intention, what you want to do in the world. So if you want to make money, you have a very clear-cut goal. If you want to benefit as many people as possible, you have a little bit more leeway. You can start a company, you can do it as a side project, you can be a writer, it doesn't matter. And this is a quote I love, Mark Twain. The two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. So I would encourage everyone to dig a little bit deeper into your life right now and think about what you want to create in the world. What are you going to be proud about when your grandparents look, or your grandkids look back at you someday? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And the world needs your talent, so go create for it. Thank you.